Hi there, this is Ravindra Pandey. Let me walk you through our latest training on cybersecurity. So here at Guru School, this is a new accelerated combined training track on everything related to cybersecurity. And with this training, any job aspirants can venture into this new era of evolving cybersecurity. And here we are talking about in the latest digital age where everybody is working remotely due to all these COVID challenges. Still we are struggling to get better and better cybersecurity grasp on each and every digitized be it storage, be it online communication, be it banking services, and so on and so forth. So here today I'm going to walk you through how Guru School is helping us all job aspirants to venture into the cybersecurity type of job market and try to earn at least 150K plus yearly remuneration. So let me walk you through the training content, the way we deliver this training, the points and the contents we covered during this training. Okay, so let's get started on that. First of all, let me share the advantages Guru School. Here, the sixth pillar offering from Guru School is prominently basically trying to build a brand among these things to make sure we deliver these six pillars to make you a complete foolproof new job hot candidate which can basically join the new job market with all the support and all the knowledge he or she needs, and then can work on job with our support for at least 6-7 months. If needed, we can extend those as well. So let me walk you through these six pillars offering from Guru School. First, cybersecurity is basically the track of 8 to 10 weeks. This is accelerated training tab, of course, which is targeted towards 150K plus, job remunerations within North American and Canadian job markets. We also give you a course completion certificates at the end of the course. With the training, we also take quite a few sessions on reference ready resume preparations, vendor interview preparations, and end client question and answer interview preparations. There are 2 to 3 training sessions per week, and there are 2 to 3 such sessions on per week basis. So it's almost like 50-50 we are talking about. So 50% training and 50% reference ready resume preparations, vendor question and answer preparations, and client question and answer preparations. And there are lots of job banks available with us, which we'll share with you specifically on cybersecurity and related interview processes. And then we have ongoing supports for the project, so that even if you join somewhere, we are there to help you out. This is not a ribbon cutting ceremony. And here, what we specifically say proudly, we don't run away after giving your training. We are there with you. We basically support you on your job. We basically try to provide additional training if the job demands. So like in the scenario of cybersecurity or Python data science and various such tracks, there's an additional need of training whenever you join a company X. They might be using certain new tools which we haven't gone through. This is a good possibility because these markets are evolving, and they're also Guru School as a company, as an reputed organizations. We closely work with you on these ongoing job project support, additional training if there's a need. We might work with you on weekends to make you understand the new tool you are using, the new identity management tool, vulnerability scanners, and whatnot. There are dime a dozen tools getting evolved a daily basis. They are getting invented, they are getting matured. So in case a tool which we learn, let's say 4 weeks down the line, comes up with a new version, you don't have to worry about that. Guru School is going to help you out to get updated with that tool set and walk you through on your job with the full confidence that you have used that tools with the latest versions and so on and so forth. So that's what these 6 pillars talks about. So we are not here to run away from your training just after promising all these good things. We are there with you for the first 6 months. That's a promise from Guru Schools. Let me walk you through the rest of the things. So as I discussed, let me repeat these things, and I couldn't stress more on specifically these 6 pillars of Guru School. These 6 pillars specifically talk about instructor-led training. So 6 to 10 weeks of instructor-led formal training. You have 3 sessions normally per week on alternate days. Then we give you a certificate after certain conditions match, like you have to have attendance more than 80% of your training. Then you need to, really attend the interview preparations sessions as well. And then we grant you certificate of this course completion as far as cybersecurity and any other course for that matters. We also help you in resume preparation, what to write, what not to write. There are really great cyber, HR experts working closely with Guru Schools, who will guide you what to write specifically in North American market or Canadian market, what words really the interviewer or the recruiters looking for in your profiles. Then a vendor interview preparations. Vendors are basically everywhere, right? So wherever you going to job a big company, there are normally a vendor who recruit for this company, be it something like NASA, be it something like US military. These vendors, they normally have a first screening, interviews or screening tests for that matters. So we as in Guru School will walk you through those tests. Even be something like certificate will help you out to share with you how this certification, if you want to achieve, what type of website you should look for. We share you various ebooks for preparation of certification as well. So for vendor interview, certain certifications, we help you to basically achieve those things. Then client interview is one of the biggest hurdle before you start the job, right? So for that, we have a good amount of question banks with us. We'll share with you, we'll walk you through in case if you have any confusion on a specific topic. Our trainers, our HR experts will help you out to clear all such obstacles and achieve those jobs, or basically start back those job offer of the top notch salary and then start working. And we don't leave you after you start working as well. We are there for you for first 6 months. That's the Guru School's commitment, to give you project support. So whenever you have a challenge, you might get in touch with us and we'll try to sort out a mutually beneficial time, and we'll discuss you out what type of approach you need to take, what type of tools you need to choose, what type of reporting template you can choose, and so on and so forth. Specifically in case of project managers, like anybody moved from Microsoft project to Jira. In type of cyber security, anybody who moved from Nash to Cisco tools, and so on and so forth. So there is these things, or this what you can say, dynamic market, which basically leads to the latest tools and techniques available, right? So Guru School is there to help you out on getting those tool set, building your confidence, working with those tool sets as well. So here we are promised the 6 pillars of Guru School. And please, I'll repeat again, and I couldn't stress enough, basically. First, instructor-led training. Second, certificate distribution, resume preparations, vendor interview preparations, client interview preparation, and a project supports. So we proudly present 6 pillars to offer you to back the job and keep the job for at least 6 months. If you want, we can extend those as well, but still, for 6 months, I think that's more than enough. You can learn how to cope up with the job challenges. You also learn how to learn. So we train the trainer kind of approaches also. Okay, so let me move to the various contents we offer. Again, I couldn't stress enough on 6 pillars. I've already discussed with you instructor-led training, certificate distributions, resume preparation, vendor interview preparations, client interview preparation, and project supports. We have lots of trainings at Guru Schools. We normally, you can have a look at our GuruSchools.com. You can follow us on YouTube. You can check out our LinkedIn page as well. You can follow us on other social media as well. The prominent training which I can, discuss with you on top of tongues are basically the business analysis, Agile Scrum. Then we have business analysis, project management, SAFe, that scale agile and product owner type of training. Cloud DevOps, data science platform, UI development, Java full stack, RPA UiPath, Salesforce, SaaS, Selenium QA automation, Tableau, Workday, and so on and so forth. There are quite a good number of training. This list goes on. To get the exact list, please visit GuruSchools.com. Please visit our YouTube page to have a demo training to understand how the trainer is training on live. We have quite a good number of trainings available free of cost at YouTube. You can get a glimpse of whatever your favorite track, how the trainer is training the aspirants, and how they are acquiring the knowledge also. So there's nothing hidden here. We are a transparent company, and we really proud in mentioning those things as well. And we are not a company who throw training at you and run away. No, we are not here to basically making pretty money. Specifically, as I told you, these are free trainings. Okay, so let's learn to understand the contents, and then we'll discuss more, right? And as I discussed already with you, there are lots and lots of training available. We keep adding new trainings day by day, and we stand by these 6 pillars. That's the prominent USP of Guru Schools. You can reach us at training@guruschools.com. We have quite a few web portals as well. GuruSchools.com for consulting and outsourcing, GuruSchools.net for training, the healthcare IT, GuruSchool Healthcare Net, and to contact us, you can email us at training@guruschools.com. Okay, let me go ahead and basically introduce myself as well. I'm Ravindra Pandey, 27 years plus of experience. I have done my bachelor's in computers, MBA in finance. I've done law. I'm currently working in patent and copyright, masters in law. I have around 15 years of full-time corporate experience. I've traveled around 17 different countries. Well, this numbers has to be updated. I prominently work with various incubation labs. That's what we call in India, the entrepreneurs building labs, where I normally train on various topics as well. I'm attached with Guru School for quite a few years now. I'm a trainer for project management certification, agile certification, cybersecurity, Internet of Things, robotics, and various other trainings at Guru Schools also. Okay, so let me continue. This is my introduction. Then we'll move to tables of contents of cybersecurity. So what cybersecurity? Why it makes so special? What is so great about cybersecurity? Like everybody wants to do it. Why they want to do it? Let's have a look at it. The tables and contents, basically, they are trying to understand security, be it a physical, be it a logical. We'll discuss first physical security, how to secure physically. There are these security cameras, there are these guards. So we are going to start with the physical security. You'll understand how these physical security aspects going to cover the cyber security as well. And many training institutes, they forget these physical security aspects, and they leave these servers really vulnerable for any physical threat, like fire or any such attack for that matter. So we're going to discuss on those as well. Then the most important part, the logical security. The basically how to basically build this security, how to secure every logical and digital entity within your organizations, within your house for that matters, or within your personal domain, like how to secure your mobile phone, what have to be done, right? So you need to build these things. Then we're going to understand various cybersecurity frameworks there in existence today. Where is cybersecurity frameworks which are being prominent in evolving day by day. Then we also understand cyber laws, specifically from North American, Canadian, and European market. Cyber law have a prominent existence. They are followed religiously. And if you break them in any way, you are at fault. You might be charged with heavy fine, punishment, imprisonment, and all those things. So for that, we should know the cyber law. We have to understand how to build cyber fighting units. These are called Security Operations Center, SOC to be precise. You might have heard of SOC in various movies, right? So we're going to understand this SOC, how they are built, how they are planned, what does includes SOC, what does excludes these SOC operations, and what are the other aspects of SOCs. In major companies, even the security guards, the security cameras, the motion sensor, they are included in SOC. Even the foreign travels nowadays are included in SOC. We'll see how. Remote working, is it a blessing? Is it a threat? What does differ when you start working remotely, specifically from security angle? How to tackle such security? What is VPN, virtual private network? What is working remotely means to your employer? What things shouldn't be doing? What things you can do and couldn't do with the laptop given by your organizations, and so on and so forth. So we'll try to understand what it means to protect all these digital assets nowadays. How does these things change after 2021, in the 2022, and how we will do cope up with that. So this is really an important aspect as far as cybersecurity is concerned. Then Of course, we're going to touch on current measures and overview, which type of organizations or group you should join to get exactly the latest lawsuits, latest happenings in cybersecurity area. Okay. And then again, we are also going to discuss what is your opinion, what is your take in security aspect, because this will enable you to choose the field in cybersecurity. There are many, jobs available. It starts with a typical auditor or typical analyst job where you analyze certain things. Let's say you might have heard of banking security analyst. These are the positions open up after 2018. And there, they normally just keep observing, just keep analyzing if there's any fraud, if there is any lapse in the security, be it a physical, logical security for our financial assets, and so on and so forth. So there are some elementary job like, security analysts, then we move to the security auditors, then we move to the security, expert, then we move to the security, leaders or security managers, where we try to lead these security analysts, security auditors, and build some new security policies for the given management. And that's how there are various roles and responsibilities within the cybersecurity field. And we're going to discuss that, which fits you according to your training, according to your experts, according to your overall background. What are you learned, educational background, cultural background, and so on and so forth. So we're going to discuss that thing in depth. Okay. Then we move to we'll take a deep dive in cybersecurity, cyber crime. What are the vulnerabilities? What are the threats? What are the risks? How we tackle this vulnerability? How we tackle these threats? And how we tackle this risk? There are cognitive cybersecurity, and Microsoft is working on cognitive cybersecurity for so long. Microsoft and IBM, to be precise. And we keep building this cognitive security better and better day by day. How do we improve it? What is cryptography? Why do we use cryptography? Then there are various classification of cryptography. What is RSA, stenography, and then various attacks and how to tackle such attack. There's denial of service. There's a SQL injections attack, and so on and so forth. So you're going to discuss each and every, these things in depth. And then there's the identity theft as well, right? Password attacks, how these passwords are normally hacked. What do you mean by a secure password? How to create one for you, how to remember it, how you can basically, secure your ATM, how to prevent cyber, crime attacks on you as a person, you as an organization, you as a home. What type of different network attacks are possible? What are the motives behind cybercrime? How can you land a job of cyber forensics? Yes, we're going to touch there as well. Okay, history of cybercrime. We're going to understand a couple of good cases in North America and Canadian region as far as cybercrime goes. What is hacking? Why Russians are so good at hacking? And so on and so forth. We're going to touch base on that. And why we normally take Russians' name whenever there's a big hacking attack, because of the history, right? So we'll understand that. The motives behind cyber attack, how we track them, why cybersecurity is a need. Then what is a cyber, web, application, product, securities and service attack prevention? How do we plan such policies? How do we audit such policies? What type of tools we use? Should we use NAS? Should we use ClickAll? Should we use, there are dime a dozen tools available. And according to certain region, there are a few favorites. We're going to learn all these favorites. We're going to learn at least 6-7 tools in overall training to understand how vulnerabilities are scanned. Then tackling cybercrime. How are we tackling cybercrime for a given region? Why some regions are more vulnerable? Why some regions are normally not disturbed? But yes, there are cybercrime instances everywhere nowadays. How does role performance of auditor, analyst, manager? What are the different, areas of expertise? What are the different, tools needed to be learned? What are the different observation or duties to be performed? What are the roles, responsibilities for a particular role? We're going to understand those as well. Okay, then we move to the SOC. How to build SOC? What type of team to be chosen? What type of questions are normally asked when you're going to join as an SOC executive? So what are the roles and what are the designations? These two are different everywhere nowadays in typical IT company or typical, any company for that matters. in industry. So how do we basically tackle with these different, responsibilities, different duties added to your, overall roles or your designations? How to basically make all these corporate area networks secure? How to secure a desktop? How to secure a mobile? What do you mean by endpoint device? Database applications, web server, portal server, how does they differ and how to secure? As a security operations center, which is a kind of department nowadays in every IT company, or for that matter, any company, where we tackle or we normally tend to build policies for new cybersecurity threat assessment for tackling all such threats and vulnerability within our corporate environment. Okay, and so on and so forth. We're going to study these thing details. Then there's another area called authentication services. So unless and until you authenticate somebody to enter into a house, you're secure, right? But you can't bar each and every Tom, Dick, and Harry from entering into a house, entering into your shop, entering into your organization. So how to build authentication services? Why they are a need? What are the different variants in authentication services? If somebody sends you an SMS, can he or she hack your phone? We're going to learn that. What do you mean by entity authentication? If you give access to your, chat, or if you give, if you join a new WhatsApp group, is it really great? Or is it vulnerable? Are you going to, are you making yourself vulnerable or, open to somebody? We're going to learn that thing. What is non-repetition? Okay, we're going to learn that. What type of situation we should avoid in case we need to land to those situations, how we can avoid dangers, how we can steer off vulnerabilities. And those are the most important topics we should, really worry about. Then cloud SOC Analyst. So what are these cloud analysts? Now everybody works in a cloud. That is the remote database, remote file storage. Even our mobile is basically a cloud device. You store your data remotely, right? You store your WhatsApp chat on a server which gets synchronized if you signed in from some other device, right? Simple. No, it's not that simple. So wherever your server is holding your data, is it vulnerable? Is it the company supplied, WhatsApp server securing your data? Same thing with bank. Talk about cryptocurrency. Do you think cryptocurrency is secure? We're going to have a look at that as well. There's a complete one session. We discussed cryptocurrencies. Are they really secure? Not. I don't want to take a part of, pro or anti here, because there are quite a few government regulations which cryptocurrency still couldn't comply. So that's why there are many government, including Indian government, they are not allowing cryptocurrency as a base operatable currency. In North America, there are some states who have allowed cryptocurrency as a currency, not all of them. Same with Canada. So we're going to understand why cryptocurrency is, vulnerable, and how everybody can, steal this currency. There are maximum, security attacks on these cryptocurrencies as well. So we're going to have a look at that as well. So how to protect this? What do you mean by real-time SOC incident? What do you mean by a vulnerability? What do you mean by if there's an attack? What are the standard operating procedure? We call it SOC. So SOC is the buzzword in cybersecurity nowadays. So these procedures, they initiate as soon as any vulnerability scanners beeps at you saying, hey Ravindra, there's a challenge on your bank account. Somebody is trying to log in from Timbuktu. I'm sitting in Mumbai right now. How can somebody log in from in my bank account from Timbuktu? So how to set up such scanners? There are these facilities available by quite a few banks. We forget to enable them, and then we keep crying whenever we lose something, right? How to prevent such things? We're going to discuss those things. We're going to discuss some couple of good banking applications available and why these banks are labeled as a secure bank than the others, right? And we're going to discuss these things within our training. Then we go to security regulations. There are some government who are more proactive, like the European government. They built a GDPR, which basically have a kind of next step in personal data, securation. Then we have HIPAA, Health Insurance Portability Accounting Act. Then there's an Oxley Act called SOX within North America. These two are very prominent. We need to understand these things before venturing into the cybersecurity market. right? So interviewer might ask you, what is SOCs? So we need to describe a couple of really good, implementation of SOCs, and then we can basically understand how that organization is implementing SOCs at their level as well. There are some requirement at an organizational corporate level, there are some requirement at an implementation partner level, and so on and so forth. We're going to describe these things, segregate and learn, right? Then there are security regulations, specifically in North America, FISMA, PCI DSS. I'm a certified PCI DSS PCI implementer. So I do basically go to banks and implement payment card security interfaces. So I can talk in depth on PCI. We're going to discuss what is PCI, why it's applicable globally, even in Asia. If you don't, if you're not PCI certified, you can't do digital transactions. You can't do cross-country transaction, because in North America, whenever you're trading into dollars digitally, you have to be a PCI certified entity, or you can't do. If you know, there are Western Unions of the world, there are various banks which do these digital transfer, right? They have to have PCI audits at least once in a 6 months. And this audit, this is mostly a kind of surprise audit this PCI auditor does on you. So if they find any compliance lack, they will report and they will revoke your transactional license, and you can't deal in inter-country or across currency transactions then. So that's why these PCI and this certification do matter a lot. Then we have specific state-based certification also, CCPA, specifically in California. For consumer privacy, you need to enter into a state contract to make sure you follow these contractual terms of California consumer privacies, and then only you can transact in such state. And we are going to learn why it's important from a cybersecurity perspective. Then what is compliance? These are all compliance, right? When you say you abide by the law, and that's what the compliance means. So how to compliance? What are multidisciplinary approaches? Like, what are the different, departments to be followed on these laws? How they are going to get followed? What is IT security best practices? We have collected a good number of documentation, like secure coding practices, right? Secure management practices. What are these? We're going to discuss those as well. And then adherence to international best practices, standards, and concept as well. We're going to discuss this thing in depth. Then we're going to move to securing users with identity access management. Identity access is one of the most prominent cybersecurity, branch, where we normally tackle to everybody who have given an access, right? If you're a banking customer, you get a login name password. So you are entering into the banking network. So what do you mean by entering into the network and start processing some operations, right? So how do you manage such identity access? How do you stop anybody from stealing your password? How do you stop somebody from doing what he or she not supposed to do, right? So how do we tackle such things? What type of vulnerability scanner can basically intimate you proactively? That's also we're going to learn in these things. We normally work on 6 and 7 really prominent tools. These are the various law we are going to learn within our cybersecurity trainings. These are various hacking tools which we're going to learn, like SQL map, Nmap, Wireshark, Nessus. These are one of the most prominent, and we'll learn other as well. Okay, and then we're going to learn at least 2 vulnerability scanner, from network-based, host-based, wireless scan. I don't want to go to too technical and talk about technicality, because this is an introduction seminar, right? So I'm talking superficially. So we're going to discuss at least 10 vulnerability scanners. These are all software mostly, right? Now let me revise. Why should you join these course, right? Is basically start with overall understanding of security, protocol. We're going to in depth for all different aspects of cybersecurity, and then we'll also guide you where to look for new job. Basically, even our recruitment team will help you to find specific job within your locality. In case if the remote working stops, then you might join that company as well, because it's near to you and all those things. On top of that, we have various candidate career counseling sessions, where we have a Google Meet on every Wednesday We have basically a current counseling sessions where I would really invite you to join, which is at 12 noon. That's 10 p.m. IST at a Google Meet. I have given the link as well. So do come and visit us for career counseling session. At least you can understand how Guru School helping us a new career, aspirants, new job seekers, and how we are doing it the best possible way to help out to us. Now that's all for cybersecurity, Guru School job-oriented free training introductions. I hope you like this video. Please do email me on training@guruschools.com and we'll take it up from there. You are free to join our Google Meet as well. And then we'll happy to solve if you have any questions or queries regarding this training or any other training for that matters. Thanks a lot and God bless you. I'm looking forward you to join us for this counseling session and we can take it up from there. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Bye. Take care.